Last time on Knights of the Round Table, in the desert temple of Shamaran, Team Remy acquired both keys to acquire the Helm of Pure Insight, but at the last minute they were betrayed by their ally, Cass Isleheart, who took Remy's sword, pulled a lever, and left them in a pit. Meanwhile, Team Slate deftly defeated Zane and Bloodeye in the town square of Castor City, retrieving a list of names of possible traitors within the Knights organization. But who are the names on the list?
All right, we rejoin our heroes in Castor City under the guidance of Alistair Slate. You have just defeated Zanin Bloodeye, who was the defector that you guys met in the market square. And Alistair has kind of shoved all of you guys in. You guys have gone back to, rushed back to the headquarters. You instantly get aid and some food and water. You're able to clean yourselves up. You're able to take a break and relax. After a couple minutes of relaxing and kind of gathering your things together, recovering any hit points that were lost or anything like that. And so Alistair says we've ran the names through the Knights Intelligence Network, and we've got some hits, and we have information on who they are. He says the first one is Umman Pekai. He's an orcish mob boss. He's running a construction front in a new part of Castor City that he's trying to renovate.
Why is it called human if he's an orc?
It's human.
Yeah, he's human, but he's an orc.
No, it's human. U-M-A-N.
That means
human.
That means he's
human.
A fancy human.
The next name, Drodos Zavona. A red wizard who has taken up residence in a tower and the jungles near Castor City.
Is anybody writing this down?
I'm writing it down.
I got a real good memory up here. I can remember stuff.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a briefing of what to do. It's very
then why are we even talking?
Right here.
Couldn't you have just given us the briefing? Wouldn't that have been a more efficient use of time?
That's what this is. Look at my PowerPoint. I've prepared a PowerPoint here. It's on the board behind me. Okay.
I just feel like these transitions are subpar.
Well, I don't know how to change the transitions. Do I right-click on each of the things?
I would use Keynote. Personally, PowerPoint's a little dated, but...
Look, we haven't moved everything to the cloud yet, so I don't have Google Slides. And our third name, Seth Forwolf, a druid shapeshifter dwelling in the sewers underneath our feet somewhere here in Castor City. Now, the highest command has authorized them to be taken out since we have confirmed now that they are defectors. It is your mission now to go out and eliminate these knights, take them out of the equation. In other news, and Alistair kind of look a little more proud, maybe sit up a little more straighter, he says, I am going to be commendated by Principal Orator Decius this afternoon. In secret, of course, since we are a secret organization, but I'll be getting a commendation from him, so I will not be able to join you. But needless to say, the work that you guys have done has led us to get a special praise, a special commendation, which is very exciting and a real boon to us here as we continue to work with Decius to secure our great city and to secure our great chapter of the Knights.
This seems like a very turbulent time to be giving out commendations.
Well, business has to continue as usual. In Castor City, things are back to normal here. We haven't been disrupted by the turmoil as much as others have. And it's been through the strength of the combination of leadership between Castor City and through the Knights.
Congrats on your little medal. We're going to go... What are we doing with these guys? We're going to kill them, bring them in? What's the deal?
You've been authorized to eliminate them. So by any means necessary, as you know, as knights, you have sworn allegiance, and that allegiance comes at a cost of your life should you fail to hold up your end of that bargain.
But we can keep anything shiny that we find on them, correct?
You certainly can.
Fabulous.
I don't remember agreeing to this whole "we die if we don't follow your rules" business.
Look, they're not my rules. They're ones set out by knights of generations past.
I think it's just more like we die if we die. I mean, it's not we don't follow the rules. We just got to be smart about how we handle things. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to understand. Look at their records. Umman has been accused of enslaving people to build his buildings here in Castor City. Drodos has been accused of raising the dead and using channels to summon demons. And Seth has been causing general mayhem in the sewers. So you need to understand, even Seth, a druid shapeshifter, we've tried to link several murders to them. We think that she might be a serial killer, but we've never had the proof until now. These are the worst of the worst. Igneous, because of your excellent work, and he...
my impressive spy work with Zainin, my love, I mean my enemy.
It was truly excellent, but I know a monk of your strength, you could use a little extra help in the battlefield. So wear this anklet as you go, and what it can do is it will give you, whenever you spend a key point, you roll a d6, and if you get a 6, you get...
Does it have puka shells?
Yes, of course it has puka shells, the finest puka shells.
The anklet of puka.
And you'll see that it's connected on the very end with a little charm that has that yoga symbol on it.
It's very pretty.
Of
I
course.
like it.
And yes, the box has this yin and yang symbol on it.
Chris is immediately adding it to the artwork.
Are Yin and Yang other knights? Are they also troublesome?
Well,
This is very nice. I like the vibe of this. This is good. I got distracted by the puka shells. What happens if I roll a 6?
that the point that you just spend won't get spent.
very
So there's
nice,
a
very
chance
nice.
that you have a 1 in 6 chance that you won't spend your key
All
points.
right. Anklet of puka. Right. I'm on board. Let's go kill these guys.
All right, you guys head out and you start walking towards the kind of more rundown part of Castor City. Before you guys go, you kind of look through the research on Umman, and what you find out is that his last known location was Albrecht Tower, the site of his business, Umman Interactive. And Albrecht Tower, you guys remember, is well known because it's the tallest building in Castor City. It's 5 stories high. It was a joke from another episode. Anyway, when you re-listen, it'll be fresh and funny, and all the listeners will remember that because it won't have been 3 months.
Wait, try it again, Jeff. Take 2.
No, it's fine.
No, wait. It's tallest one. Yeah.
Get it.
5 stories.
What did you say the name of his business was?
Umman Interactive.
No, you, man.
Inside of there, you see that there are some kind of like work ID badges that look like they might get you onto like a construction site. One says foreman, one says architect, one says engineer. So it looks like with those, you might be able to kind of get in and maybe look like you're part of Umman's company. Maybe get to where he is, which you assume might be on the very top of the tower.
So are we just wearing our adventuring clothes and then just an ID right over them that say like foreman or manager?
Do we basically look like Comic-Con attendees with like our badge on top of like our armor?
I'm just picturing us walking in like Wayne and Garth.
If we know what the locals, like the people that work for him, look like reconnaissance or whatever, if there's anything in the file, maybe we could dress up in like jumpsuits or something like that.
A jump suit?
Or the bright orange safety vests. I'm sure they have those.
Yeah, safety vest, that's it. I mean, I'm sure that's in the file, right?
Right. So Dierdre, you're able to you remember that there was a bunch of kind of plain clothes as well, and like working clothes, and
But do we
for
have
all
to?
kinds of situations. I mean,
Fine.
However, we've all made sacrifices. I mean, Igneous.
Biscuit finds a cloak and overalls that are exactly the same looking as his, and he just puts it on right over with. Oh, this feels great. This feels nice.
Okay. You guys all get dressed up. You look the part. You find maybe a hard hat to put on, a rolled up blueprint to put under your arm. And you guys start walking. And eventually, as you guys are going, you do see, as you're kind of going through the city, you do see Albrecht Tower, and it stands up above, and it has a big kind of light up U at the very top. And it kind of like lights up like neon every 2 seconds. Bzzz, bzzz, and that is the site of Umman Interactive. And you start to see that as you're approaching, there's lots of people that are wearing kind of that symbol on their shield. They have that on their tunic, on their front. They're on the sides of wagons, on the sides of barrels. Mm-hmm. You're seeing that this is kind of clearly you're getting kind of into his construction site area. You also see that there's a lot of other things that maybe wouldn't be kind of in a construction area. You see kind of regular wagons. You see maybe some pieces of large siege equipment that also have the logo on it. You see people making shields and swords that are also all there. And you guys start to kind of walk, and you see that there is the building there, and it has this beautiful glass door at the very front. And you go through, and you see that there's tough-looking orcs. Maybe some of them are construction workers. Maybe some of them are foremen. They're kind of walking around. Maybe they do something else. You're not really sure. But you see that right away, kind of as you come in, these two guards kind of come up and they say, hey, where y'all going?
Oh, excuse me, I'm actually here. I have an appointment at 2:00 with Mr. Peckeye. I'm here to make sure that everything is up to code. And as you can see, I have a few associates that have been hired to help ensure that this project is completed on time.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Let me see that badge.
This badge, yes.
Okay, I got to scan it into the computer.
Would this take long? Because I was told to be on time, and unfortunately traffic was unbearable, and you know how Umman gets when things do not go according to plan.
We know how that goes, for sure. And he kind of looks at it, he puts it in this little scanner thing, and you hear go, boop.
Has anyone ever told you that you have incredible eyes?
Oh, me? Really?
I mean, it's just, I just couldn't help but notice.
The black with the red around it?
Yes, it's captivating, truly.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. Great. Excellent. Yeah, you guys are clear to go.
Fabulous, thank you.
I assume you know the way.
Well, it's all here in the blueprints.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
And you guys are now in the lobby.
I assume that there's not, like, just an elevator that we can take.
You guys are looking around, and you hear a ding. And these two doors slide open, and you see that there's people getting out.
I kind of nod to everybody else and start heading for the elevator.
What is this marvel of construction and engineering? I don't understand how this could work.
It's a floaty box.
This seems like an anachronism waiting to happen. I just don't understand.
You were fine with the computer scanner back there, but you don't get the
I
box
said,
that
what is a
lifts.
computer? Did you not hear me say that? I said, what is a computer?
You guys step into the elevator, and you see that there's a series of buttons on there, 1 through 5.
Is there a maximum load of people, or are we fine within the maximum weight?
Yes, the maximum is 5 NPCs, 6 PCs.
Oh, this is one of them lift tubes that's powered by night crystals, and when you push a button, the purple energy makes it go up. It's a levitation device. That's what it is. I read about this in Wizard Weekly.
Could you list off every floor button?
Yeah, there's 1, there's 2,
Oh my god.
3, there's 5.
There's no 4? Oh my god.
There's no 4.
I mean, 5 is pretty tall for this period in history, so let's go ahead and go to the top floor.
The light of purple night crystals begins to slowly raise you guys up, and you feel the power of levitation crystals take you guys up. It opens up, and you see that 4th level is like it's kind of like a double level this big waiting area that has this big Umman interactive, and it's in the same kind of big gold with lights behind it view, and you see that there's a big sleek desk, an orcish woman sitting behind there, and she's kind of tapping. She says, "Can I help you?"
No worries, actually. We're just headed in. We have a bit of an appointment with Umman.
An appointment? She starts flipping through a book and
Listen.
Claire.
Well, Claire, you're not going to find our appointment in that book of yours. I'm afraid that we're from Mr. Umman's other contacts.
Oh, and she says, okay. Kind of looks at Dierdre and kind of nods, looks at Yenni and kind of nods, then looks at Biscuit and Igneous and Aryx and goes, not adding up, but the boss...
We're the help.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'll make sure his wife doesn't call him. And she pushes some sort of button, and you see that the door kind of like unlatches, like there was some sort of like locking mechanism on it. And she says, "I'll make sure to give you guys extra privacy."
Thank you, my
Go
dear.
right in.
We'll be sure to clean up.
I don't understand why she's giving us extra privacy. Is it like an extra special meeting?
Look, it's a secret. No, Mr. Umman, Mr. Pekier, he does not want anybody to know that he's really into clowns and balloon artists.
Oh, right.
And I can tell that you guys are clowns and balloon artists in disguise. He's so embarrassed by it. He just loves the way.
What can I say? We've blown a lot of balloons.
I can tell
ready
that
to
you
go,
guys
buddy.
are. Okay, go
Thanks,
right
Claire.
in. Go right in.
You're a peach.
Very helpful.
Oh, stop.
What's a clown? What does that look like?
Aryx is just like looking at his claws and going like, balloons.
You guys walk in, and just as garish as the
I'm gonna
lobby.
cast mage armor.
Okay, very good. A good thing to do. You see that this giant penthouse office has these kind of big white leather sofas. It has these big drapes. It has all of this gold-plated furniture, and at the very front of it, where there's all of this glass behind, you see that there's a giant desk and a big tall chair. You don't see anything in the chair, but you hear on the other side this deep voice, and he's yelling something in Orcish, and he's getting more and more upset, and he's got like this big sending stone rock that he's talking into. He goes, and he slams it down, and then he turns around and he starts hitting on his desk, and you can see that it's this giant, his desk is like this giant titanium polished steel desk, and it must be because he just starts smashing on it in rage. He stops and he looks up and he sees you guys. He says, "What are you doing in here?"
We're balloon artists.
Oh,
I'm a clown.
oh, what? They're not in my appointment. What? It's not Thursday.
We were a surprise gift from the company. They sent us over post haste.
The company? Somebody knows about it?
No, not your company. The balloon artist company.
The company.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank goodness.
They wanted that you hit the special VIP limit, so you get a free performance.
Good. I need to blow off some steam.
Don't we all? I mean, it's real crazy out there. So where should we set up?
How about just right there on those sofas?
DM, is there a window in the upper floor here?
Yes, so kind of the entire back side of the building is all this kind of really big windows. It's almost entirely from kind of floor to ceiling, about 2 stories high glass.
I'll turn to the rest and say, does anybody want to start, or should I go ahead and start this performance?
Oh, by all means, you go ahead.
I feel very strange about, like, attacking an orc that's kind of just an entrepreneur and hasn't done anything to us yet. Does anyone else feel strange about that?
I'm starting to feel a little bizarre about this.
I'm
yes.
getting a little lost in the metaphors here. I didn't bring any balloons. Are we actually doing the balloons, or?
I think we're talking about pasteurizing, possibly out of that window.
All right.
I believe that we heard that he had slaves, so I'm just gonna assume that slavery being bad is a good way to eliminate him.
Excuse us for the little huddle we had there. Do you have slaves?
Well, of course. How do you think we undercut our competitors?
All right, there it is. All right, I'll go first.
Pasteurizing time.
Wait, are any of you former slaves?
No.
You have
Do
you
we
have to
look
tell
like
me.
slaves?
No, you have to tell me.
No, is he standing in front of the window?
His desk is close to the window, maybe 6 or 10 feet from the window.
Mr. Human, the best possible view for this performance is actually if you just stand right against the window there, and then we're going to be over here, and this is going to be sort of an immersive performance. Can you stand right over there, please?
Yeah, right up against. Put your back right up against the pane
we're
of
going to
glass
need
so we
all
can-
of that room, so if you just stand right there, this is going to... We've been working on a trick. It's going to blow your mind.
It's real special.
Roll a deception.
Okay. Rolled a 4.
He says, "Wait a minute. None of you are my usual performers."
Yeah, they only perform on Thursdays, like you said.
They decided to send you guys.
Yeah, we're kind of the B team. But we got a real good trick. Though.
Why don't you describe it to me, and I'll see if it compares to my other experiences in this performance.
Okay, so what happens is you stand over there. So just if you can just move over, it's easier if I describe it visually. If you kind of move over.
I'm going to stay right here.
Okay.
You
So
want
what
me to
happens
go
is
over there? I can go over there, and you can demonstrate on me.
No.
Okay.
You stay
Let's go
where
be
you are.
him. It
So
ruins
you
the
stay
surprise.
there, and then what I do is I'm gonna tumble forward, and he kind of like he does kind of like a bad shoulder roll. He's like tumble, and he comes out and he goes, "Ta-da!" and then casts Shatter right at him, right at Mr. Human. And
Okay.
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range, and it's going to be right on his desk, right in front of him, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
Okay, well that will succeed, but he will take half damage, and it's going to be 3d8 damage. So he'll take half, which is 6 points of force damage. I think it's force damage.
All right, so you do that, and Human does not seem phased by it very much at all. But behind him, the glass that's there completely shatters and blows out, and you guys feel this like rush of like the air coming in, the wind from the shatter, and all this glass kind of going and flowing through. He goes, "You've made a terrible mistake," and he reaches underneath his desk, and
That was good, right?
says, "I've seen better," and he pulls out a shield, and he pulls out this big long halberd. Halberd.
Human Albert.
So let's roll initiative. All right, so Zach, you get to go first.
I'll just open with hit him a bunch. I will jump at him with my spear and begin my monk attacks, which will be at least 3, possibly 5 if I feel. Oh, you know what? I will attempt stunning strike with the first one using a key point.
And you can roll your d6 now with your new item.
Spear, first attack, 24.
Hits.
Damage is 8, and he makes a Constitution saving throw to try not to be stunned.
He rolled a 20 for that save.
That will save. But then I'm going to hit him again
Okay.
with my spear. That goes for 18,
Hits.
13 damage, and then I'm going to kick him.
Okay.
Oh, that went for 12.
Misses.
Oh, the puka's got in the way.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
And And I will use another key point to disengage.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right, so he comes up, he's braced for it, and your hits kind of hit him a little bit, but he seems ready for the fight. And now that you're kind of up close to him, the room was very large, and kind of traveling all the way up to him to get within melee range, where it looked like you might be face to face with him as you got closer. He is a very tall person, and
This room is way bigger than I thought.
the room is very massive. So he stands at least 10 feet tall.
They must have done one of those things where there's like weird angles on the ceiling, because from over here, you guys, he's really big.
All right, it is Matt's turn.
All right. Aryx is going to walk so that what's his name? Umman is directly between Aryx and the window. I want a straight line between me. I want it to go Aryx, Umman, window. Yeah. And then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast with Repelling Blast.
Okay.
Which, if it hits, will push him back 10 feet in a straight line.
There you go.
Okay.
I immediately miss, so never mind. I rolled a 1.
Oh. Come
Oh,
on.
we have 2 blasts, right?
That is true, because you're supposed to roll twice, aren't you?
Beat him again.
All right, so a -1 and a 15.
15 misses.
Still useless.
Well, never mind. And then I'm going to hide.
All right. Yeah. He sees you. He sees you coming out of the corner, and with the blast, he kind of knocks it away with his shield and laughs. Ha 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 ha. And it is now Chris's turn.
Well, you know what? You didn't like that performance. How about this? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Won't.
Won't who?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll get it. It's a lot counting.
And I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. And he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
We've had a lot of bad jokes on this show, but that's up there. I love that. I'm sorry. What kind of saving throw?
Wisdom.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Oh, that's going to fail. All right, so here's what happens. He's going to perceive everything as hilariously funny and fall into a fit of laughter. And he's going to fall prone, becoming incapacitated, unable to stand up for a minute. So
Okay.
he's prone, and everybody has advantage on attacking him, and he has disadvantage if he tries to attack. But he's laughing
All
real
right.
hard. He thinks my 1, 2, 3, 4 is real funny.
All right. So that happens. He's falling on the floor, and he's laughing uncontrollably.
I kind of elbow Aryx. I'm like, I told you that was a good one, right?
I liked it.
Yeah.
So he is going to do nothing except try again. So that's going to be a 7.
That fails.
Okay. So he is still laughing hilariously on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know, right?
He starts kind of foaming at the mouth a little bit.
Ugh. It wasn't
It's
that
kind of,
good.
I don't know. It was pretty good. All right. It is Jen's turn. Dierdre.
So Igneous is kind of next to this guy, right?
Yes.
I would like to approach so that I am flanking him from the
Okay.
opposite angle of Igneous.
Easy to do.
Fabulous. And then I'm going to unsheath my rapier. Sink! And I'm going to take a swipe at him and see if I can
You got
stab,
advantage.
stab.
Yep. With advantage.
That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Dope. So a total of 15 damage.
So you come up and he is writhing on the ground, and you manage to land a perfect attack. Yikes. 8 again for a wisdom save. I don't think is going to do it with that damage. But he's just so uncontrollably laughing. He maybe didn't even notice that he got stabbed real quick by Dierdre.
Can I use my cunning action to kind of sneak and hide behind the desk real quick?
Yep. So you're able to jump back on the other side of the desk, and you're ready and waiting for your next opportunity. All right. Yenni, it is your turn.
How close is Umman to the window, to the broken window?
It's maybe about 10 feet.
Okay. I would like to jump over the desk, get close to them, and while they're prone on the ground, put my great axe on the ground, turn it around, and basically golf them out the window.
Yeah, shuffleboard. Let's go.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and have you roll an athletics check to see if you're able to, through a quick action and a finesse of the ability, are able to push him any amount of distance.
Okay. 17.
17. All right, and 17 divided by 2 is going to be 8.5 ish. So you're able to kind of scoop it under him, and you are able to push him 8.5 feet closer to the window. So now he's kind of rolling back and forth, and he is kind of right on the edge there. I'm going to use that as another opportunity to do a wisdom saving throw, and he got a 21 there, so I assume that succeeds.
That succeeds.
All right, so but by the time you roll him that far, a little shard of glass like kind of stabs him in the back, and he goes doink, and he goes and kind of
Oh no!
like comes out of it, and
He's still prone.
he is still prone, but he is not hideously laughing. All right, and that takes us to the top of the order. Zach.
I would like to run at him using all my monkey acrobatic finesse. So I'm just going to launch my whole body weight at him full speed and try to knock us both out the window.
Like sliding to home plate.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Can I do acrobatics? It was real fancy what I just did.
Tuck and roll.
Sure.
And 19.
All right, so you kind of back up. You go on the other side of the desk, pick up some baby powder that was nearby, and you put it on your hands. You kind of line it up. You start to run, and just like the which one is that? The pommel
vault?
horse, the vault. Yeah, you vault off of the desk, which he is now very far away from, and you curl your legs up, and you go whoop, whoop, kick with him. You feel him push all the way to the edge and kind of teeter for a moment, but because you're standing on him, you both go. So now both you and Umman are in free fall, going out the window of the building.
So as we fall, I will use my slow fall ability to reduce the 5-story fall damage by 5 times my monk level, which would be 25 points. And I imagine if we're falling together, all of a sudden he continues and I just start doing the same thing real slow.
Yeah, so just like that, you are, I don't know, billowing up your cloak or using something to kind of slow down.
The air fills the puka shells and slowly...
It's a puka shoot.
Oh, puka shoot. That's my favorite
puka
Pokemon.
Well, you have a lance,
shoot.
right? You could just like helicopter. You could
Yes, I'm spinning my
just
spear.
airbender your way.
However you want to do it.
So
Parachute pants, however you want to go.
you know, I'll let you choose the flare at which you descend gracefully.
The hood inflates.
Perfect. And you see him say, "No, I was going to be so much more evil. This was the right thing to do." And he slams into an open cement mixer, and it goes, and it topples over, and then it hits a bunch of bricks that were being set up to build a new part of the building, and they go, and it completely crushes him. People all start to kind of rush over, and they're looking up, and they're seeing you slowly float down. And they're like, "Oh, that was our boss. It was him." And they see you slowly fall down to the ground. And the 4 of your companions are run, I assume, to the edge of the window and look down. And this is the scene you see before as you slowly boop, 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 fall to the ground, or land on the ground.
I'll look at the rest of them and I'll go, "Hey guys, why don't you meet us down there? I'm gonna make sure he's okay and make sure the other guy's dead." And I jump out the window.
Oh, I want to jump out the window too now.
And then I have a necklace of feather falling. So
That's right.
I start just floating down as well.
All right, Aryx, Yenni, and Dierdre, you guys up there run to the entrance to this big office, and it is still bolted shut. And just as you're kind of getting there, you hear the elevator on the other side of the door, ding, and it comes like, where are they? Where are they? And you kind of hear some commotion coming towards the door on the other side. So whatever shenanigans from the window blowing out is now starting to have its repercussion come up through the elevator.
They went out the window. They went out the window. You got to go downstairs and get them.
I'm gonna hide.
He tried to kill Umman. There was a spy.
All right, the door unlocks and then opens up, and you see that there's all of these orcish guards, and they come in and they're looking at you.
I'm going to say, like, thank God you're here.
Dierdre, roll a deception.
One of the few things I like doing. Fudge. I'm +5. I rolled a 2 and a 5 tonight. Like, cool story.
And Aryx, go ahead and roll a stealth, please.
With advantage. Because I have my Cloak of Elvenkind. 21.
21. All right, so you find a big, gaudy statue, and you kind of hide right behind it, so you're able to blend in. Two of the guards look very suspicious at Dierdre and go, what do you mean? Who are you, and why were you up here? And the two other ones come up in front of Yenni and say, yeah, what are you doing here?
He wouldn't want you to know, but Umman loves clowns. We were hired, but there was a spy with us. I don't know. He went crazy. He tried to throw him out the window. I'm so scared. Will someone hold me?
Roll a deception.
12.
You see that one of them kind of comes up and gives you like a hug, like, it's okay, ma'am, it's okay. The other two in front of Yenni say, you better start talking, what's going on?
Can I just go ahead and swing my axe at one of their knees?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. Roll an attack.
Can I get advantage because they don't see it coming? 21.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage, my friend.
Yeah! 5 damage.
All right, so you swing it, and it hit this guy in the leg, and he goes, ah! And he falls down. And he's clutching his knee.
I just start screaming, I don't know, I panicked!
With that, the others, to both of you, put up their swords and their axes to you. Put them up, we're going to fight you now. All right, let's cut to outside. Now, Biscuit has come down alongside you. You guys see that, like, now in this kind of construction zone, a bunch of the workers are kind of coming towards you. They kind of say, what are you guys doing? What's happening here?
The big guy just fell out of the window, and we're entertainment, and one of y'all needs to go inside that cement mixer and make sure he's okay and see if he's still alive or not.
Some of the people start to kind of go up, and they're trying to pull off the bricks and all that.
Hey, are any of you slaves?
You see, like, some of the people who kind of look like maybe they're like foremen, or maybe like they're a little more ranked. Like, hey, we don't use that word. Quiet. Good.
Oh,
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
be
What
quiet.
do you use? What's the polite word?
It's sir.
Indentured servitude.
Infinite service.
Indentured forever workers. Okay.
Hey, do any of you work for this
Forced
guy or this
contractors.
dude in the cement mixer for no wages permanently?
Some thinner, like elves and gnomes and humans that are kind of working. And
have something to say.
I'm one of those, yes. And you kind of see, like, a lot of them. They kind of start to put their hands up. Yeah, we are, and they kind of turn around and say, "Quiet, you back to work. Get lifted. We got to get those rocks off of the boss."
Well, it seems like that's no longer the situation. What with the boss in here, as long as all of us get out of here together, it's not a problem anymore. What do you say?
They kind of all look at each other, and there's a couple of the guys in hard hats that are kind of like, "No, you quiet you," and they're kind of quiet everybody else down.
And when he says that, I'll say, yeah, y'all should join us, and I'll cast Magic Missile, and I will hit 3 missiles that will hit, because magic missile hits, at the 3 guys in hard hats, and like on their hats, just like right in the head.
That happens. Their hard hats kind of fly off, and they kind of fall where they are. And the guys that are kind of lifting the bricks off to uncover where Umman was buried kind of look, and they look at you, and they look back down. Zach, go ahead and roll a persuasion for me.
15.
So they kind of look, and the guys picking up the bricks slam them back down, and then the other ones that were picking up bricks, the guys that fell down, they come over, they go, ah! They start smashing bricks on, start burying them in bricks, and they go, yeah! And all kind of rush over to you, and they say, you're here to free us.
You're free. Oh, we're here to help you. So let's
Okay.
let's all leave.
We haven't exactly provided them with much infrastructure.
Listen, you're upstairs, lady. You've got your own problems.
We're using telepathy to banter.
I say, Igneous, take off your hood. Take off your hood, man.
Oh,
Do it.
So I'll pull back my hood and show my plume of bright feathers, and pull up my goggles and show my glowing eyes, which I can actually make glow so they cast light for 10 feet, like a lantern. Oh. My friends, you're free. Let us join together to end this oppression.
They start going, yeah! And they pick up shovels, and they pick up picks, and they pick up tools, and they start to free each other and help
Beat
each other
those guys
out.
up.
And they go, yeah! And they start beating them up and whacking them with the shovel.
I say, come on,
Iggy.
Iggy, we gotta go check out, make sure our friends got down okay. Yeah, keep it going, y'all.
Yeah, and you see they all begin to storm through the front of the building, and they're causing all this trouble, and this veritable riot is started to happen.
I'll just message up, and I'll be like, you guys coming down?
Yeah, we're working on it. There's some goons up here getting in our way.
Why don't we head back up and make sure they're okay? Oh, I don't think they can jump out the window, though.
All right, let's go back up. Come on, let's go. I want to ride that lifty thing again.
Anyone can jump out the window, just some of us wouldn't be as safe as you guys.
We walk back in with our badges.
Let's go to the top floor, y'all. That's where all the power is. Just come on, let's go.
Yeah, all right. And you kind of pack into it, and you two are packed into an elevator with like 3 or 4 others, and you're just going ding. Ding. It opens. It opens up, and they run back to it, and you guys swarm through. You guys in the other room kind of hear all this commotion as you're kind of squaring off to fight. And eventually this big crowd of workers comes in, and they've got shovels and picks, and they just swarm around the guys that were about to attack you, and they start bonking them on the head and knocking them down and poking them with the shovels and hitting them with the picks and all that kind of stuff. And after a little bit, they are completely subdued, and they say, "To our heroes, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray."
Aryx sheepishly comes out of hiding. Nice job, everybody.
The crowd says, "There's another one over there. Let's get
No, he's with us. He's with us. He's all right. The kitty cat's with us. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, meow.
Let's go.
I think that went really well.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here." And you guys all cram back into the elevator, and there's like 2 of them. They're like, "No, you guys go. We'll wait for the next one." And they're just like,
Don't want to be over capacity.
Igneous, you want to jump out the window again?
I kind of do.
all right, you jump out the window again.
We
and
hold hands and we jump out.
The rest of the workers are like, "Yay! Our heroes! Hooray!" You guys meet up, and it's very stupid. And you have a clear path, and you're able to make it all the way back to the Knight's headquarters. And you guys are able to recover from what was miraculously a very easy fight compared to what I had planned for that to happen. But that was great. It's some great problem solving there. And because of all that excellent work, you guys get to level up.
Yay! Boom, boom, boom. You get a level. You get a level. You get a level.
Hello, listeners of the Roll Table. This is Jeff, your DM for Season 4. What a great episode. Thanks for listening along. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out, a thanks to Zach for DMing our Valentine's Day episode, and a shout out to Mark, Chrissy, Dorian, and Emily for being in that episode. If you didn't listen to our Valentine's Day special, go back one episode. It's a great listen. It was a lot of fun to do. The best way to support us is to leave a rating and review on whatever podcast service you are listening to right now. It only takes a minute. You don't have to write anything. Just the rating is awesome. 5 stars is what we want. Any rating helps us out. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. We're at Rolled Table. And use the hashtag RollTable to help get in touch with us, spread the word. You could also jump on our Discord server, search for Knights of the Rolled Table on Discord, and check it out. We got lots of fun things going on in there. Some of the combat music is from Weston Gardner. You can hear him at Arcane Anthems on Patreon. You could also support Chris Daly, who does all the awesome art for us on Patreon. At Dungeon Heads is his Twitter, Instagram, and his Patreon, so check him out there. If you have feedback or questions, want to put an ad on the show, contact us at knightsoftherolltable@gmail.com. We know we are not the only D&D actual play podcast out there, and we thank you so much for listening and following along in this Season 4 adventure. We appreciate all of you. Now, go out, but stay in, and make life an adventure! So our adventurers in Red Basin find themselves at the bottom of a pit in the Temple of the Shah Maran, having been left by the hero, Cass, who had betrayed them, pulling the floor literally out from underneath them in an attempt to save his family's life. And now you guys trapped down in the hole in this pit, looking for a way out with Remy Valiant, who has been your leader so far. We had a rope, and Carver has taken off an arm and was trying to use that as some sort of grappling hook.
Right, because there's no magic here.
Were we using
Correct.
a rope of climbing, or was it wasn't working as a rope of climbing?
It is a standard rope now. There's some sort of anti-magic field within this pit.
And I'm not going to be much help around here.
Quick question on the pit. Is it kind of like a square pit, or like a very long horizontal pit, or what's the shape of this environs?
It's almost exactly a square pit directly down from the part of the tiles that fell off. Cool. And the bottom of it is all sand, like open sand, like you were out in before. So clearly something was built, the foundation is built around this hole.
Got it.
I have a regular, non-magical grappling hook.
Okay, let's use that, says Remy.
I would like to throw the hooky side on up there and try to catch it on something that we could climb on out with.
Technical
All
term there.
Yeah. That's the ropey end and the hooky end.
Roll in athletics.
I'm okay at that. 11.
11, all right.
Adequate.
You're able to get it out of the pit, but kind of remembering the kind of wide open space that this room was in, you kind of hear it clang, 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 ting, 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 and you pull it back and it just falls back down.
It didn't like hook onto an old boot or anything. Extra debris for us to work with.
It was just seaweed. So.
Derek, can I have a go at it?
Just seaweed.
You know I've got a better arm than you.
Fine, knock yourself out here.
Athletics.
Yes, please.
I'm an
We
8.
live here now.
23.
Ah!
Ooh, all right. So Sarsa, deftly with the experience of a trained sailor, throws that over. You hear it clang clang a couple times, and sure enough, you give a tug on that rope, and it put up resistance. It is snagged onto something.
It's really cute that you tried, though.
I warmed it up for you.
Well, who's gonna go up first? Something tells me if he was leaving in a hurry, there might be some trouble up there.
Branch will go.
I might be able to help out with that. And I will open up my little shoulder compartment, and then the woodpecker, the little steel defender woodpecker, comes out, and I say, he lands on my finger, and I say, Chisel, will you please take a look up at the top and make sure the coast is clear? And he just kind of goes, bzz, bzz, and rises up, and he kind of flies around. You just kind of see above the hole, like, zoom, 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 and comes back down. He kind of lands on my finger again. He kind of gives a little nod, and then he goes back in the compartment. Yes, it is safe to proceed.
All right, Branch, head on up.
All right.
I'll
Branch will head
go
up.
after him.
Do you need me to roll something, or can I just scurry?
Well, depending on how much physical comedy we want to do for the podcast, if you guys want to just roll and see if you get a 1 on something, we can play it that silly. Or let's just say over the course of some amount of time, a couple missteps, a couple swinging of the ropes, adding another rope for dexterity, you guys manage to get to the top of the pit. You look around and there's no sign of Cass. However, the sword that he was using has been left. Remy, after being the last one to kind of come up, he heads out and kind of looks out the door, and after a couple minutes turns back and just kind of to himself, but also loud enough for you to hear, he says, he's gone. And he picks up his sword and kind of holds it and examines it and says, well, let's get the thing we came here to get. And begins walking around the pit to the room on the other side of this big antechamber that leads into the treasure room.
Does it seem a little suspicious that he would just leave after dumping us in a hole that didn't even have spikes in it or anything to make sure we died or actually were needed?
Was his whole intention was to trap us and then run?
Was it mild inconvenience he was after?
I think he, with taking of my sword, my family sword, I'm hoping that will be enough that the captors will release his family as proof that I'm dead. All right, you guys head over to the treasure room. Sure enough, it looks like this beautiful kind of tomb area that has chests and urns, and it looks like it's, some sort of burial site that has had treasures over the years stored there. On a figure made of stone is this gleaming golden helmet that is very shiny and very bright. And Remy comes over and he takes it off and he gives a look around all the sides of it, says, "This is it." And he opens up his pack and he puts it in.
What was it called again?
The Helm of Pure Insight.
Don't we want to make sure it works, or that it doesn't need some sort of power source?
Well, I know that it doesn't need a power source. I don't think that I need to use it now unless you want to see me make sure that it works.
Can I take a moment, and Sarsa would like to kind of closely inspect the statue that it was on, like just the level of detail on it, and see if there's anything that seems weird about that. Like, it's just an odd way to display it.
Yeah, so kind of looking around, it looks, very similar to sort of an Egyptian tomb that has a bunch of figures and looks like maybe some sort of tribute to different people within this room. This stone figure was probably is kind of the biggest in the room. You see that it has parts where it maybe was painted at some point but has been washed away. There's also parts in it that look like maybe there was stone or some sort of a more fancier face to it, but a lot of that has been kind of popped off.
But there's nothing like the statue doesn't look out of place in the room at all, right? Like, it looks like it was intended to be here.
Yeah, it looks like it was originally here.
Just making sure it's not like a Medusa situation or like a Midas touch thing, too.
No, it's very clearly artistically carved.
Is there any other good stuff in the room, or is it all too picked over for there to be anything of use?
You're able to kind of find some gold coins, maybe like 20 gold coins between everybody. There's some weapons and artifacts that look more ceremonial than useful, but there's nothing else really seems to jump out to anybody to be like, oh, this is kind of special.
All right, everybody gets 4 gold.
All right, if no other business in here, Remy kind of makes his way to the entrance to the temple, waits for you guys to cross back over the bridge and head back into the desert.
So he's not with us at the moment?
After he kind of takes the helmet, he just walks across. He leaves the room.
I have a concern about Remy. He does not seem to be telling of all of the information of why he wants this Helm of Insight. It just seems suspicious, perhaps, that he hasn't given us the full reason.
Yeah, no, his communication has been really terrible this whole time.
Yes, Branch was worried that he would not let us try it. Perhaps there is something nefarious afoot.
Perhaps there's something about him you don't want us having an insight into.
Well, he is a human, so...
Carver, could you identify it How close would you need to be to identify it and know exactly what it does?
I would just need to be able to touch the item. I would know pretty instantaneously.
All right, maybe we should try to do that. We could just ask to do it, or we could try to sneak it in there if we really don't trust him.
But it's in his bag.
Well, some of us are sneakier than others. Like, that might not be a problem, but if we got caught, that could be a problem.
Yes, Sarsa, will you be able to take it?
It's basic thievery. Hey!
Who is sneaky?
Oh, Jerik's a proper thief. Didn't know that.
Well, kind of.
I mean, he inherited it, but I'm sure a little bit of that passed down in the genealogy.
Deleth, could you do it? How's your sleight of handiness?
Deleth's just been looking at the statue the whole time. I'm sorry, were we huddling? What's happening?
How are you at stealing stuff?
Oh, I've dabbled. I've done it every once in a while, if I need to.
You think you could sneak that helmet back out of Remy's bag so we could identify it if we caused a distraction or something?
It would certainly help if there was something of equal size and approximate weight that we could sort of exchange with, so it's not immediately suspicious that, something of a bulky nature is all of a sudden missing.
Like a bag of sand of approximately the same weight?
If we went back into the pit and just got a bunch of sand in a bag.
Can anyone put Remy to sleep or safely make him unaware that this is happening?
I mean, it's probably not a rush as long as nothing weird comes, we could just wait until tonight,
could we
maybe.
Just ask him if one of us can wear it and then, I don't know, use the Helm of Pure Insight to get some insight into his motivations? Is that...
I think that's a good idea. We should try that first.
What if it is cursed?
That's a good point. Branch, you do it.
If I identify it, I would know if it is cursed. Hopefully.
We should ask the Remy and see if he will let us see it. And if not, then Del should steal it.
You're talking about maybe doing a distraction. I mean, I've been told I'm quite charming. And I've got this little enthrall thing I can do every once in a while. I'm saving it for a special occasion. I was kind of hoping that Potsy-Totsy guy wouldn't turn out to be a complete and utter waste of time. But I could try it. Pull his attention away at least. Nothing else. But I like your idea. We could go forthright, and then if that don't work, then I'll work my womanly charms.
If you enthralled him, wouldn't he know that he was enthralled later? I don't want to walk down the wrong, unwalkable paths.
I mean, if you're doing the wrong thing for the right reasons, is it really the wrong thing?
I mean, we don't know it's the right reasons yet. That's kind of what we're investigating, so...
Well, if if the goal here is to make sure that everybody's intentions are on the up and up.
Is Remy at this point just on the other side of the bridge staring at us all huddled up?
You guys look over and he's like, "Oh, no." You see that he's walked all the way to the entrance, which is a great distance away. You could have a very loud conversation.
No, but the point I was trying to make was the overall mission here. Oh no, that's the other group whose mission is to suss out the betrayers.
Now,
But that's also, that's also the mission
Okay.
that you guys are doing.
Okay.
Remy would have, the reason that you are here is Remy told you was to find Deleth and Carver, and also in the bigger picture that the kind of mission that you were on was to kind of help Remy track down knights and kind of vet them
Right.
for higher positions.
So if our job here is to make sure that we're only letting people that are on the up and up partake in the Knights of the Realm, then isn't this in service to our mission? And the worst case scenario is that Remy knows that I was rather enthralling for him and that we took a peek see at this Helm of Insight and that's not a terrible thing. I mean, he might be a little peeved at me, but I'm sure we could work past it.
Yes, if he is good, then the intention of trying to find out and making sure he was not infiltrated or perhaps enthralled by an evil source would prove that you, at least, are doing the right thing for the right reasons.
And sometimes it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
And he could use the Helm of Insight of Pure Insight to know if your intentions were good or not. He would not even need to believe us.
I could even voluntarily zone of truth myself.
I don't know what that was. Yes.
I hear ya.
just straight pirate.
I couldn't remember words.
Well, the first plan then is one of us will ask him to try it, and potentially I might be able to identify it. If he refuses, then Sarsa will try to distract him while one of us, perhaps Deleth, will try to steal it so I can also identify it.
All right,
But
hear
that's
me
the
out.
second plan.
If our first plan is to ask politely to identify it, and he says no, it's both going to raise our suspicions that we need to identify it, and his suspicions that we might try to. So what if our first plan is to try to sneak it, but if it any way doesn't look like it's going to work, then we'll abandon ship and just ask. Well, I'll create a distraction. Sarsa will do her shouldery, shaky, sexy thing, and Deleth will go in for it if he sees the window.
Now, are we sure that he's into the womanly sorts, or should we have Jerik as a backup distraction?
I will
just in
also
case?
do the shouldery, shaky, sexy
Okay.
thing, and we'll just
All
see
right.
which direction his attention goes.
Not believe it, but I am a lot of people's type.
We could dress Branch up like a la Bugs Bunny when he dresses up like a woman and send him in there like the female gremlin from Gremlins 2.
No thanks, Branch.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this. All right, I want to do the thing. I'm ready. So
Julie,
we're
do
gonna
the thing.
saunter over, oh, we're back.
We should start heading back. We don't want to get caught in another sandstorm.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to get caught in another sandstorm. We'd have to huddle up together all night, wouldn't we? All close.
Sarsa just kind of looks back at Jerik like, what are you doing?
All right, I'll back off. I shrug my shoulders back away.
Remy, do you mind if I walk with you for a moment?
Sure, that'd be fine. We're all ready to go. Let's get going.
I just feel like, we haven't really had a chance to really connect as people, and I really do. I really admire the work that you're doing here. I mean, you are so resolved, and you just don't see a lot of men of that caliber these days. So for the record, as I'm doing this, I'm using Enthrall, which is one of my tiefling abilities. that you can use once a day. And basically, you weave a distracting string of words, causing creatures of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear you to make a wisdom saving throw. Any creature that can't be charmed succeeds on this saving throw automatically. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you until the spell ends or until the target can no longer hear you. The spell ends if you are incapacitated and can no longer speak.
All right, I will roll a wisdom save for Remy. 8.
DC was 15. He is enthralled.
All right.
So, I think that's why most people prefer tiefling whiskey over gnomish whiskey.
Well, I'd have to disagree with you there. I think the gnomes have a way with the craft, and it has kind of a peat moss feel to it.
Wow, you're so much more educated than I thought you'd be.
Well, I've traveled a lot of the realms, and I've done many things with lots of people.
Jerik only drinks really crummy, cheap beer. I can't even get him to taste whiskey.
I grew up in a bar.
And you have such terrible tastes? Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk a little bit about
Sometimes
about you,
it's just more economical.
All right, so I'm distracting him.
Okay, all right.
So he has disadvantage to perceive anybody that's not me.
Okay.
As this is going on, I turn to Branch. All right, give me the bag of sand.
Here. Just assume that I acquired sand at some point.
There's a little bit of sand, yeah.
There's some in my boot.
We do have
Pour it into
access
a bag,
to
give
it.
it to him.
Yes.
All right.
Where you guys are walking over that bridge with the sandworm pit, maybe not there, you wouldn't want to get sand, but probably before you got some sand. So you've made the sand exchange, and Deleth, why don't you roll a sleight of hand?
All
Guidance.
right.
Guidance.
Oh,
I cast guidance on you.
with guidance.
Add a D4.
All right. Well, that is 18, baby.
You guys are walking along, and Deleth, you're able to open up his pack. You're able to find the Helm of Pure Insight, pull it out slowly, replace it with the sand bag, and nobody is the wiser. You now have in your possession the Helm of Pure Insight.
I chuck it right over to Carver.
Identify.
Okay.
And I feel like you would really make a wonderful father. My father wasn't around.
Well, I
Carver's just going to rotate his upper torso 360 degree or 180 degrees, so it's facing the other direction, but still be walking forward. And his head's going to turn forward, but his body and with his arms is going to be kind of like identifying it.
After examining this, using the magic to kind of suss out the properties of it, what this helmet does is it gives in Dungeons and Dragons terms, it gives a plus 20 to any insight check that is rolled for a 3-hour period 3 times per day. The magical energy that is required to do this sort of spell at this sort of power, you feel that power within it. It is a very powerful magic object. There seems to be a lot of ancient magic that is woven into this, and so as you are feeling the way in which this resonates with the weave of fabric of magic in the world, it feels very old and undisturbed for some amount of time. Like maybe it had been in that place for a very long while.
After I kind of suss out the information from this item, I'm going to turn my torso around back towards the front, make sure the coast is clear, and I will toss it over to Deleth.
All right, you are putting it back then?
Yes. Do I need to roll again?
All right.
So
Go
what
ahead and
are
roll
your
again.
thoughts on religion?
Oh, I think that the main pantheon of gods is powerful and all-knowing, and we must hold them up to a certain regard and have the wherewithal to...
Does the guidance still apply to the second roll, or just to the first
No.
one? Okay, then 16.
And just as deftly as before, he's so distracted by the conversation with Sarsa, really laying it out, and just able to pull that sandbag out and replace it with that helmet, and none the wiser.
And then I slyly, as we walk around, just dump all the sand out of the bag and give the bag right back to Branch.
All right, and with Enthrall, is it like friends are being charmed? Would he know that he was enthralled?
Well, so because I'm not exactly charming him. It basically, because it doesn't say that he's charmed.
It's just
it just
captivation.
says that he has disadvantage on perceiving anyone that's other than me. So my thought on it is that he wouldn't be aware, because like charm is very clear, like when the spell ends they know that they've been charmed, whereas this has like nothing about that. But I would defer to you as the DM.
No, I think we're reading it the same way.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss that. Great, and you cross that bridge that Carver had extended in order to get to the temple. You climb over the sort of crater mountain and are again facing the dunes out in front of you, assumably on your walk back to the city of Quince in the giant rock monolith.
That was probably our smoothest heist operation in the history of the podcast, and it told us almost nothing. We got in, we did the thing, we got out, we were undetected, and it seems okay.
We did sort of get captured. I mean, right in the middle there, but...
No, I think he means specifically this stealing of the helm.
No, I meant, just the stealing of the helm operation. We slid in, everybody did their roll, it was perfect, rolls worked out, we got it back in there, he has no idea, and
Jerik was minimally involved, so I think
Hey. Fair enough.
So, you guys have successfully taken the helmet, you've done the identify on it, and you are walking across the vast, empty desert of Red Basin. And just like before, the sand dunes are plentiful. There is little to take shelter from here. As you guys are walking, go ahead and roll a perception.
Ooh, I got this one. Come on.
4.
Come on.
15.
17.
12.
23.
All right, Carver and Deleth, you guys are kind of going along, and you hear a voice, like the voice of like a child that's kind of over to the left side of the position that you're kind of walking, maybe like 10 o'clock to where you guys are walking.
I sort of look around to see if anyone's noticing anything and try and make eye contact with them. So probably Carver and I look at each other at some point and kind of acknowledge.
Like Wall-E, like opening the eyes up.
Stop with the visual humor.
All right. And I sort of whisper on the down low. I'm like, Carver, do you think you could... How far could you look in that direction?
I could send Chisel to take a look a little bit further, and she can report back to me.
Capital idea. Let's go with that.
And I open up my little compartment on the shoulder, and then Chisel flies out, and I talk to her and say,
Would you mind checking over there and seeing if you see anything?
and she flies off.
All right, she flies off. You kind of hear a little bit of laughter, and then Chisel just reports back, yeah, there's somebody over there.
It sounds like a dot matrix print.
Oh, that's
Just loud and unsubtle.
that would be...
This little bird's like... "Do, do, 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 do."
Oh, no. So everybody's looking now at you. What's going on, Carver?
Yep,
What's happening?
There is a small child female over the dunes.
Why? Are we near the town?
You're maybe halfway?
So no.
Yeah, no. Not near.
Perhaps she is lost.
Or perhaps it's a trap.
Perhaps it is a trap.
Hello?
We should go check because children are not a threat. And what is the bad thing that could happen?
Her children are the ultimate threat.
They're very easily consumed by worms, though, so threat or not, I'd be more comfortable taking a look at this child at least.
Yes, we should go look.
Right, but don't put yourself in a compromising position, all right? Sometimes children can be dangerous.
Maybe one or two of us could go just in case it is a trap.
I'll go.
I'll go too.
A branch will also accompany you.
All right. Deleth and myself and Remy will stay here and listen for your signal should you need assistance.
Split
Sounds
the
good.
party. Time to split the party.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
And what you see is much younger than this, but with these same features, has this kind of reddish skin, no hair, is wearing a shawl over her head, and pointy ears. And she's kind of looking around, kind of playing around in the sand, just kind of keeping to herself.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, hi!